Are we live?
We are.
Okay. Didn't know that was going on there. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak and The Bag show for Tuesday, right? July 24th. Jimmy the Bag is back from hiatus for a third straight show.
Feels good.
It feels good. How you feeling today, Jimmy the Bag?
Refreshed.
Yeah.
Got some rest in a bed. And ready to rock, man.
Very, very nice. Jimmy the Bag yesterday was, overall, we gave a lot of good advice. We gave a lot of great breakdowns in the show. And, of course, my birthday pick hit. Did you notice that one
easily.
once again? Yes, very easily it cashed. So that is the most important thing. But it's annoying because I nailed the hell out of that. Hold on one second. Let me just, I nailed the hell out of the card, basically. Obviously I had some bad plays, some bad luck. Nailed the hell out of the card. But in the picks that I actually gave in this show, I actually wound up losing a half unit, believe it or not, Jimmy the Bag, because I did throw on the White Sox first half money line at the end. Of course, they came back and cashed. White Sox -1 was in my leans category. Also, fading Severino was something in the All-Star break, I swear, go watch the video. In the All-Star break, I was talking about how I was like, listen, I think Severino might be a fade. And what did I say? I said, maybe not on money lines, this and that, but at least on team total overs. Tampa Bay first 5 innings team total over 1 was just an obvious play that I left on the table. And also, what else happened? What else? And then the Cincinnati St. Louis game. I knew how many times did I say I like that game to go under? And then why did I not go under? Because people were telling me it was going to go over, and I believed them.
Castillo looked very good.
Yes.
Ponce de Leon was magical. Sticking to the first 5 ended up breaking even in that game, but yeah, and then I made a mess of that Rangers-A's spot.
Well, it was, see, that's even on that one, like I was liking overs and this and that, so I tried to play it safe by taking 14 totals, and I actually wound up slightly losing because of the juice, because the 2 A's, of course, covered easily. But, my other leans on that one were the full game over and the first half over, which I didn't give, but the 2 Texas team totals overs lost. So overall, and of course, and the Casey game went under. Why didn't I take that, Jim? Why didn't I take that?
Yeah, the Tigers ended up coming back. That Royals bullpen is tough to trust. But I thought you were on that. I thought you ended up the under in the Royals game, Royals Tigers.
No, that was a no balls play that wound up in my leans column. Of course, our regular viewers know that whining and complaining is one of the essential characteristics of this show that people seem to love. Yeah, I got this. I don't even know. I was so frustrated yesterday that I had my prune juice, I had my lean, I had my Courvoisier, and then I just threw some other shit in there. Chocolate. I threw some. I don't even know what the hell is it. I mean, there is. Don't get me wrong. There is lean, Courvoisier, and prune juice in there. There's just some other stuff in here that I just.
Well, keep it secretive. Keep it mysterious.
This is a mysterious mystery even to me.
Native Queen has joined us this morning.
Huge shout out to Native Queen. Huge shout out to Native Queen. And the other thing is that this is the lesson from yesterday. And after 15 years of doing this, however long I've been doing it, if there's a friggin' athlete with an injury who's playing through it, don't be afraid to bet against him, even if he has an elite name. And that is Corey Kluber, right? Yesterday, Pittsburgh, obviously the game got rained out, so anyone who took Pittsburgh on the -1.5 line, on the alternative run line, wound up pushing. But Pittsburgh on the team total overs and on the first half at +255 were huge, huge value plays. And I had them and I bet them. I had them in my leans column, but I just didn't have the balls to give them as picks.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, I thought there were some overs that were looking very good for me last night. Obviously, the Pirates over I thought was money in the bank. The Cubs, Diamondbacks over. I mean, I hit on the nice plus line the first 5 over, but missed the full game.
All right, listen, let's start whining and complaining again in about 8 minutes, because of course we do have people reminding us of the Braves game. Starts in now 5 minutes.
Yes.
It is Chen against Tehran, and I'm thinking that there might be a little bit of value here, at least a little bit of value with Miami as a home dog if they still are. Let's see if they are still a home dog here.
Yeah, I think there is value too, but I just don't trust. As we know, Chen gets hit by lefties, and there's some nasty lefty. Like, at least Freddie Freeman is one nasty, dangerous left-handed hitter. They also have Markakis and Enciarte. Chen hits right-handed batters, hitting .295. Left-handed batters just .228 with 2 homers. It's tough to trust Wei-Yin Chen, even though he has this incredible home ERA 1.83. I still feel like he's just susceptible. Tehran struggles in daytime games. Actually, they both do. And I just don't feel that comfortable with this play. Braves are hitting 275, 807 OPS. They're supposed to be a tired ball club. They're supposed to be an exhausted ball club. But yesterday, 16 hits, 8 for extra bases. Get that lean in you. Get that lean in you. I don't know. Let's see. Najee Smith likes under 8. Melee Palis Wade Chen over 4 Ks. Miami first 5 and full game.
And I was thinking that once again, Chen, I just don't want to fade him at home. Once again, Atlanta on the second half might be worth a shot. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think that that's worth a shot. Is Albies going to be in the lineup? I haven't even checked the opening lineup.
Yes.
Is Albies back?
Let me check the lineups here. I believe Albies is back. I don't. Let me just quickly check.
Tomor is on Braves early. Teams are hitting 400 against Chen third time through the lineup. I doubt that they will see him a third time. Braves hit lefties hard. Braves run differential strong. They should positively regress.
Wait, who said that? Wait,
Tomor.
Tomor says the Braves will positively regress.
Yes,
that's what he's saying offensively.
Yes, it's Anthony L on Braves money line. Crypto Flex Braves money line.
Let me check. No, I'm seeing Albies is not in the lineup today. Okay, there you go. Acuna,
Jim Toblerone, Braves first 5 full game. Everybody on the Braves. Very few people here on the Marlins.
Doug Eddings, home plate umpire, notorious under trending umpire. Yeah. I would be thinking that maybe if there is value here, small value on Miami, and of course the market has definitely seen a big line move in favor of Miami since opening. It opened at about plus 130 or so. Now it's down to about plus 110 or so. So, about a 20-cent market move in favor of Miami, which I would kind of understand. I mean, the question here is just why Yin Chen's awesomeness at home continues, doesn't it? Is it fluky or is it for real?
He's just a difficult guy to figure out, and a guy I don't trust, regardless of that 1.83 ERA. Just don't trust him. 1.50 WHIP. I mean, I think the balance between the home and road records is who he is. 2-7, 5.75 ERA. Scotty Rock, first 5 over 4 is a good play.
Richard West says, today we will see if the whole world on one team is real. Everyone's on Atlanta. Really?
It seems like it. Sosana, though. Miami money line. Seriously, I think Marlins plus 20 is a good play. Yeah, I'm staying off of this. I just I don't feel comfortable with either Teheran or Yin Chen. And the Braves, they're supposed to be exhausted. Yeah, I'm off of it.
Why are they supposed to be exhausted?
They had the late game. They didn't get into Miami till 3 in the morning. Then played last night. Supposed to be exhausted. Now they have an early game. It's a lot of travel. 3 games in 32 hours.
I think Miami might be the play here, Jim.
Well, you have 1 minute.
Yeah, I know. I do have 1 minute, and once again, I need to make these contrarian plays if I like them. Let me see. The alternative run line is plus 275. Wow, plus 275. Miami -1. Miami. How's their lineup, Jim? How's Miami's lineup?
They have guys that battle.
They do. Dietrich, Anderson, Real, Muto, Bauer, Starlin Castro, Prado, Riddle, and Sierra.
Yeah, and I don't mind, Riddle's not even their starting shortstop. Rojas is, but I like JT Riddle. I think he's a player. I like their lineup, but it's better than I expected it to be this year. Now, they don't hit for a lot of power. I mean, they have a 244 average. You would think you would have at least 700 OPS, and versus righties are OPS with a 244 average, 679.
And Yin Chen, what's up with him?
That's the question, man. That's the money-making question.
That's the money-making question? All right, I'll take a shot with Miami, -1. Miami, -1. Late-breaking play here. The best money line will be plus 112, and the alternative run line here at Bet365, plus 275. I'm taking a shot with Miami, -1, at a big underdog line. I think you're right. It's an early game. Atlanta's coming off a win. They won yesterday, right?
They sure did.
Yeah, they sure did.
Dominated.
A big
10-2?
Yeah, something big like that. I'm taking a shot with Miami here, -1. The total is interesting. I would have a lean to the under. It is now 8, and let me see. Other people. Native Queen says no score in the first and first inning under. Hits, errors, and runs, and first 5 innings under. Wow. Okay. Native Queen likes no score in the first. I mean, that makes some sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense for sure. I just don't really trust either of these pitchers, so I'm going to stay off of it.
Not Applewood says, Pete's day about to be ruined. Not necessarily. If this one loses, that's okay. It's a big underdog line. All right, so that's it for the Miami game. Mark Lathrop likes Atlanta team total over 4, third 2-unit play of the year for me.
Oh, nice.
Atlanta team total over 4. So that means Mark Lathrop thinks that Chen's gonna get touched a little bit. DJ Big Boss, first 5 over. I like it. DJ Big Boss likes the first 5 over, doesn't he? All right, well, this game is off. All right, the game is already off. I've made my pick on Miami -1. That's it for the Miami-Atlanta coverage. And now, thankfully, we can go back to whining and complaining and bitching about yesterday.
Let's not whine and complain. No? First off, my man, Joey Ruiz says, Pete, thank you so much for the birthday pick. On behalf of myself and Money Gang Sports, I'm going to pay it forward in honor of your play.
Oh,
I'll tag you with it when done. Thank you again, Pete.
Yeah. The last guy who used "pay it forward" as a hashtag didn't pay it back. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. If you're one of these people who uses hashtag "pay it forward" and you owe people money, first pay it back, then pay it forward. Shout out, you know who I'm talking about. Not going to name any names here. You know who I'm talking about. Not going to name any names here, right?
I do know who you're talking about.
Hashtag. This is my hashtag. My hashtag is my hashtag. Hashtag pay it forward after you've paid it all back. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If you still owe people money, don't pay it forward. If you owe people money, pay it back. I'm not talking to you, obviously, Underdog Ruiz.
No, he's incredible.
Huge shout out to Underdog Ruiz. I just, that was a little bit funny there, right? You know what I'm saying?
You might need a little more lean, maybe. Maybe a little more lean in that. Get a little sip of that.
And you got any lucrative Larry? You got any Zans back there? If you got any Zans back there, anything?
I'm sure he's loaded
3
up
would be
on
great.
Zans.
3 would be great if you got any Zans back there.
I'm sure he's loaded up. Jose Benavides. Benavides says, shout to Steve Hart for putting me on the best show I've seen to date.
Wait, who said that?
Jose Benavides.
That can't be true.
That must be, though.
The best show that he's seen to date?
Yeah, we got to get this shit together.
We got to get this shit together. We got to get this shit together. Huge shout out to Jose Benavides. There you go. There you go. Where is this? Where is this? Where is it? Let me check out comments. Checking out comments. Comments here. Comments here. Wait a minute. I'm checking out comments here. I'm gonna checking out comments here. I'm gonna drink my lean. Dion. Wow. Deion Davis, Braves -1.5. So here we go. We're just going to complain a little bit about a pick I just made. So Mark Lathrop thinks Chen's going to get hit. He doesn't even care about the Braves. He just thinks Chen's going to get hit.
Yes.
Then there's Deion Davis liking Braves -1.5. DJ Big Boss likes first 5 innings over, which that's okay. The reason I took it is because Teheran is so up and down. You know what I'm saying? When he's good, he's lights out, literally. When he's bad, he's given up 4, 5, 6 runs. You know what I'm saying? Against any major league lineup. So all right. So let's see. Other comments coming in. Let me see. Other comments coming in.
Vitalis has started your hashtag.
All right, there you go. Yes, hashtag pay it forward after you've paid it back. There you go. All right, let's see. Jen Remy says, "Hey brothers, chill out. Instead, show me 1,000 bets stats." I'm coming up on 1,000 bets in MLB actually.
I know, I like it.
And actually, if you some of them are correlated though. But if you add my MLB picks from last year, that's way more than 1,000 bets. And it's positive overall.
Yes,
right, Jim,
yes. 2 of our cappers, Tomor and Kobe Valentine, are battling right now. We need us all to come together and focus on today's card.
Yes.
I can understand that as a big family that we are with Loback family, there's going to be some arguments.
Yes.
That's just the nature of being in a big family. But let's get to work.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get to work. We love. I can't help it. This is like it's just like Sophie's Choice here. You know Sophie's Choice. It's like I love both of them. I do love Kobe Valentine and Tomor. I do love both of them. And of course, all right, Not Apple says WNBA, please. All right, so
let's get to work.
All right, let's get to work here. One of the things that I do want to mention, though, this is not whining. This is partially whining and complaining, but it's also locking this in your brain for going forward. If there's a starting pitcher who's having issues, and shout out to Kobe Valentine for talking about this yesterday, don't be afraid to fade him just because he's got an elite name, right? We left tons of money on the table with Pittsburgh yesterday. I mean, I actually bet it, and it's in my leans column. I just didn't have the balls to give it as an official pick, but definitely that is a lesson from yesterday. And let me just check out what the other lessons were from yesterday. Let me just check out the picks, and then we'll get to the official capping for today. Sorry, my computer is just slow here. I'm trying to open the spreadsheet. All right, Jim, let's get into the handicapping. What do you like? What do you like from today's card?
Well, I found this card difficult, but one play I'm just going to go immediately back to is a fade of the Kansas City Royals. God, there's so many games. Let me get to these notes here. I'm sure it was fortunate that the Tigers pulled out that game yesterday, but I just see the Royals as a team that's going to continue to lose. And Birch Smith has not shown me enough, and Zimmerman has looked surprisingly very good this year. He got another cortisone shot. He's the king of cortisone shots. And he always pitches well in Kansas City. 4-0 with a 1.48 ERA in 6 career starts, 1 relief appearance. He's having a good year. 1.13 whip through 63 innings, 61 Ks and 11 walks. I can't even believe I'm talking about Zimmerman. It's been 13 days and 2 cortisone injections since that's his last start, which wasn't great. 4 runs, 11 hits, no walk. But he's a guy who comes back fresh. Well, you know, he's always been dealing with shoulder problems and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly what Bert Smith is going to give us in his career. I do think that he will be a major league player, but he's just not looked good this year. He has a 6.46 ERA at Kauffman Stadium. Tigers, I know their offense is bad, but I just feel that there's a nice pitching advantage, and I'm going back to the Detroit Tigers. Well, I'm doubling up on this first 5 and full game.
All right, Detroit Tigers, first 5 full game. Let me see. First 5 and full game on Detroit Tigers. Sorry, my
no problem.
The new SBR odds is not too Lenovo friendly.
It's not Lenovo friendly.
No, it's not. It's not cheap Lenovo from 5 years ago friendly. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Detroit first 5. Detroit full game will be -110. Jim's going to take Detroit on the money line, -110, and Detroit on the first 5 innings. Yeah, I was thinking the same way. I think Zimmerman's going to have a decent start here. I think this is a good spot for him. I was leaning under as well. Let me find the first 5 innings money line for you here, Jim. While
Najee Smith says Birch Smith doesn't deserve to be a fucking starter. I could get on the mound after not playing college ball for 3 years and do better than him.
Is he that bad though?
I'm all over Detroit tonight.
I mean, look what Philly Moore did yesterday, whatever his name was.
Oh, Michael Ervalina says, yes, Tigers, and show the baseball records.
All right, let's show the baseball records. You know, God, I was just looking at my, I left so much on. Let's show the baseball records. I mean, it's overall, it's a fine record, you know, up 22 units. But
for you, it's a fine record. For me, it's very disappointing.
But yesterday, you know, here, let me just find you the first 5 innings here on Detroit here. Zimmerman, the market is hip. Market is hip to it. They like Zimmerman as well. Intertops has a -120. I'm going to quickly check Pinnacle for you, but we'll give you Detroit first 5 innings money line -120. I was feeling that way as well. I was feeling that Zimmerman's going to have a good start, and I'm probably going to make some picks to that effect in a second.
Anthony Elsa's Royals are bad at pitching and hitting. They are garbage. They are worse than the Orioles. Brian Watson, Detroit, yes. Jimmy, great pick. Red Girl, I like Detroit.
Yeah, I was thinking about an under here again. I was thinking about KC team total unders. You think this guy Birch Smith is going to get touched? I'm not talking about long term. I'm talking about in this start against Detroit at home. The line has gotten bet down. Damn it, from 9.5 to 9. I wanted to give the 9 here. I did take the 9.5 on the overnight line, the opening line. Now it's down to 9. You know, what do you think? What do you think, Jim?
You know what? The play on the under should have easily won yesterday. And you know, when you're dealing with such anemic offenses, it doesn't matter as much that someone weak is on the mound. What is the Royals team total under?
Well, the first 5 innings is 2 -102, and the full game is 4.5 -146 at bet. I'm assuming at Heritage it's going to be like 4 -115 or something like that. So I'm definitely leaning Royals team total unders here. I'm definitely leaning under on the full game as well, although I hit 9.5 on the overnight line. And God, all right, one more 5-second just exclamation about how annoyed I am. I'm so friggin' annoyed that I didn't just give out plays that I knew I was gonna bet, and that wound up cashing. The under in the KC fucking game, I knew that was a good play. The St. Louis under, I knew that was a good play. Fading Kluber, fading Severino, I knew those were good percentage plays. All right, done. That's enough with that.
Yeah, you were on. It's not unreal. Right that you were down half unit. You did break that card.
And that's the thing.
Well.
People like, well, Peter, did you make those bets on your personal accounts? I'm like, yeah, I did. Then like, so what are you complaining about? Because I care more about the picks I give publicly than the bets on my own personal accounts. That's what I'm complaining about. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Walter Trotter says that team total under looks real good.
Yeah. I think that Zimmerman's going to have a decent start here, although I'm going to hold off for now. I'm just going to look into it a little bit more, but that's definitely the way I'm leaning. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious today just because I don't want to make rash decisions after my frustrating...
What do you think of that full game team total under 4 for the Royals? Do you think they're capable of putting up 5 runs?
Capable, yes. Percentage, is it a percentage play? I don't think so. I mean, the big question here is just Zimmerman. Zimmerman is, he was great before the All-Star break. I think he's going to be good here. I'm not a buyer on him long term, but short term against weak offenses, I'm definitely a buyer on him. And the question is just, is he going to be on his game here? I think it's a good bet that he is going to be on his game here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna study it more, but I'm leaning towards the Royals team total under as well, but I'm not gonna put it in yet. I'm gonna study it this afternoon. All right, so that's a nice spot for me. This was the spot that I liked the most looking at this card. Is there a spot that you like the most?
Yeah, there's some things I'm thinking. Let me thanks, Jim. You can tell I'm a little out of sorts today, right? So
no, man.
It's okay. It's a spot that you're like, yes. All right, so let's see. I'm just looking for some comments here. Kobe and Tom are still fighting. It's making me sad because I love them both. You know what I'm saying? I do love them. The great contributors. Contributors. Michael Ervelina says, Pete, why don't you do what Jimmy does? Put all your personal bets on your public record too. Oh, I do. Well, I mean, I put my Twitter bets on my public record. Yeah, the answer to that, Michael Ervelina, is that I'm more risk averse when it comes to plays that I give publicly or give to other people, even privately, than plays that I'll bet myself. You know what I'm saying? Because if I make a bet, I'm okay with the risk, and if it loses, even if it was a stupid play, I'm like, okay, I can forgive myself for that. But if it's a public play, I don't know if there's any way around it. I'm just more risk averse when it comes to plays that I give publicly than bets that I make myself. Although I do mention the bets that I make myself, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I can't. I mention the bets, but I can't recommend them to other people or make them official plays. Unless I really, That's the answer, Michael Ervelina, because I'm risk averse. All right, so let's see. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Let's look for
Suze 387 says Hawaii loves you guys.
No, thank
you
so
much.
Keep
up the aloha and picks.
Anthony L says Burt Smith is not good. I hear you.
That's nice and simply put. For Mutt Beast would have been on the same level. Tomor, how about this? The one we let Tomor lead us in the next game says, I like the Dodgers juicy. This is an interesting take. Nola hasn't been as strong recently despite good numbers. Faced very weak lineups. Do you feel like Nola is a set up for a negative regression?
Nola.
Aaron Nola.
Is Nola in for negative regression?
Yeah.
Long term, not exactly sure because he could wear down. He's still not necessarily, but in the short term, no, not at all. I don't think so. I mean, anything can happen after the All-Star break, but no, not at all.
Maeda was looking very good before the All-Star break, and it surprised me because there was a couple starts when he came back from the DL that he didn't look as strong, and then he get very strong. And you know who was on Maeda the whole time was Red Girl. Maeda had 9 strikeouts in each of his last 4 starts. Says it's his changeup has changed everything. It's now an out pitch for him. There's a chance of thunderstorms throughout the night. If there are thunderstorms throughout the night, do you like this Dodgers bullpen better than this Phillies bullpen?
The Dodgers bullpen better than the Phillies bullpen. I have to look into that a little bit. Actually, I cashed with the Dodgers on the second half yesterday. Yeah, this is a tough one. My sense is that I'm probably going to pass on this one unless I take a shot with the first half under. My sense is probably now. There's also been a huge line move here in favor of the Dodgers. I don't know if you saw that, Jim.
I didn't, but Lathrop's come in saying I'm on the over in Philadelphia, LA Dodgers. Wind blowing out strong in that bandbox.
This one makes me a little bit nervous. I want to check to see what the cause of this line movement is. A huge line movement in favor of the Dodgers. They opened as a modest dog, about plus 115. Now they're up to about minus 110. So that's a 25-cent line move. Also a huge line move in favor of Baltimore. Did you see that? So someone must be out for Boston today.
Someone must be...
or maybe 2 people, because a huge line move in favor of Baltimore. They opened in the plus 160s. Now they're down into the plus 130s. So that's a 30-cent line move there. I was also thinking about a play with Minnesota, and I did bet Minnesota on the overnight line. Got a bad line because now they are a slight dog at Pinnacle. When I bet them, that was about minus 108 or so. Now they're a slight dog at Pinnacle. Other plays I was thinking about, the games didn't have overnight lines. I did not look at, but I did hit Arizona against Hendricks. And I'm thinking about throwing on Arizona in a bunch of different ways against Hendricks. Buchholz, not sure what we're going to get from him, but before we went on the DL, he was pitching okay, right?
He was. Some great news. The Marlins are up 2-0.
There you go.
Putting you in a nice spot. Let's get that run going. There it is.
I'll find something to complain about. Okay. Don't worry. But, that you can't give me good news and expect that the complaining will stop. Jim.
Wow. Lawrence Stockhausen has come in saying, no way the Orioles game happens.
Okay, because of
weather
rain
here is awful.
Right.
Wow. Thank you for that, Lawrence. Love getting that.
Also, Philly has the same weather as Baltimore today, right?
Yes, and there's going to be thunderstorms. There's going to be thunderstorms. Ulysses Hayes has joined us. We got a great
Shout out to Ulysses
Let's
Hayes.
get to work.
We got
here.
a great fucking group. Let's get to work here. This is kind of a weird show, but that's what people like, right? Like a Grateful Dead set. You don't ever quite know what you're going to get, although it's usually entertaining, hopefully. All right, so once again, that's what I'm thinking about right now. Definitely thinking about, once again, Arizona to hit Hendricks, and Arizona is a big underdog. Definitely thinking about Minnesota here. I don't like the fact the line has moved against them. Definitely thinking about unders in Seattle, San Francisco, and I'm not totally sure why San Francisco should be this huge of a dog against Seattle. Suarez has been decent. I do think Paxton will be okay, so I'm leaning unders in that one. And then also similar to yesterday, the White Sox with Rodon starting. Not sure why they are such a big underdog, but the line's gotten bet up 20 cents, opening the 150s. Now it's up to the 170s. So a 20-cent line move in favor of the Angels, despite how great Rodon has been. And I'm also thinking that Tyler Anderson might be in for a little bit of a rougher start here. Of course, he closed out the first half with a bunch of great starts at home, which I was pretty much on. I thought that Anderson was going to be a guy, not necessarily at home, but in general, a guy I was looking to bet on. I don't necessarily like this spot from him, though. Cole might get touched as well, but I'm thinking that Houston hits Colorado. And that's what I'm thinking about right now, Jim. Those are all the plays I'm definitely thinking about.
Well, good. Interesting.
And, of course, it is also Homer Bailey Day, which we'll get to in a second.
Yes, and we must get to. Vitalis talking about the line movement says it's due to Pomeranz, left-hander, been out since early June, left bicep tendonitis, 6.81 ERA over 8 starts this season. Well, let's first off, so if you liked a fade of Hendricks, I'm interested in the over here at Diamondbacks Cubs, and I know I ended up marginally with this Diamondbacks Cubs spot because of the big plus line I got in the first 5. But I'm very interested in this over here, full game and first 5. It's not a play that I have question marks. I wanted to talk it out. I just can't imagine Buchholz being great again. I just the whole 2.56 ERA, 0.96 WHIP, I find startling. But he'll make his first appearance since June 24th. That's just not easy. Left oblique injury, and it was a swinging a bat incident. Hendricks does not look good.
Yeah.
Do you like the over in this spot?
I vaguely do. Yeah, I agree with you that Buchholz is not likely to be well. He's definitely not going to be great again. Well, I shouldn't say definitely. You never know. You never know. After Charlie Morton, anything's possible. Post CM, anything's possible. But yes, I think it's strong. It's highly unlikely that Buchholz is great long term. But short term, he might be quite serviceable, though. You know, he is a crafty veteran, knows how to do what he's got to do, and I am definitely going to take Arizona on the first 5 innings team total over here. That's for sure. Once again, just a fade of Hendricks, and that is a low line. It's 2 plus 109, so that's an official play right now. Arizona first 5 innings team total over 2 plus 109. That's Arizona. That's at Pinnacle right now. That's an official play. I would also be leaning with a shot with Arizona as a big dog at -1, and thinking about the first 5 innings over as well on this one, because yeah, I don't necessarily trust Buchholz, and even if Buchholz is lights out, absolutely not out of the question, as we saw yesterday, that Arizona could send it over the first 5 innings total all by themselves.
Yeah, and this is a nice night, for offense. 80 Fahrenheit, wind blowing just very softly sideways. Wind is often a problem in this park, just for offense. Yes, the more I look at it, the more I like it. I'm going to jump on overs here. I'm going to jump on the first 5 in the full game.
You want the first 5 and full game over?
Yeah.
All right, the first 5 over right now will be at Intertops plus 100, 5 plus 100. So that'll be Cubs first 5 innings over 5 plus 100. I don't disagree with that one. I'm a little bit concerned about. I'm just worried that Buchholz will be very good here. But again, you might get the whole thing from Hendricks, and then you want the full game over as well for the Cubs Arizona game. That will be 9 plus 108 at Pinnacle right now. Jim's going to take the Cubs game over 9 plus 108. I'm on the Arizona first 5 innings team total over 2 minus 109 just to start. Might take a shot with some other overs as well, and might take a shot with Arizona -1 as well to hit Hendricks, and definitely also thinking about just Arizona on the first 5 innings, also at a big underdog line here. Let me see where that line will be. Yeah, look at that.
Colmore says Arizona being overvalued at home, undervalued on the road most of the year.
Plus 153 is the first 5 innings money line. Man, that is very tempting, and I will also take a shot with that one. Arizona, first 5 innings, money line at plus 153. That is at BetMania and a few other places. Arizona, first 5 innings, plus 153 at BetMania and BetPhoenix and a few other places. All right, so Jimmy the Bag. Let's recap the picks so far. Jimmy the Bag, Cubs, first 5 over 5, full game over 9. Detroit money line and Detroit first half money line minus 120. I'm on Miami minus 1. That game is off. Arizona, first 5 innings, team total over 2. And Arizona, first 5 innings, money line plus 153. Let's move on and look at some other stuff we're thinking about.
Big Tone has given us a hint, and I believe so I think we should attack this Homer Bailey
Tone,
card.
yes,
Big Tone says, I got the pick for Homer Bailey Day, and the reason why I believe it's the play.
Okay.
Well, let's get into it, and Big Tone, let's hear what you have to say. Is Homer Bailey just a auto fade?
I think you have to assume he is, although, you know, a guy coming back from the DL, who knows what's going on right now? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what deep recesses of the dark web he went to find whatever, you know, injectables he could find, and who knows what effect that. Once again, post Charlie Morton, anything is possible, but we're still playing percentages here, you know?
Yes, and he did look better in AAA in Louisville. He was getting strikeouts. Remember that was a big problem with him this year. He has 38 strikeouts in 62 innings, and in AAA he got some. He had went 2-2 with a 4.78 ERA. You know, is this just an auto fade of Homer Bailey? What do you think of Gomber? You know, the Reds have turned their season around. They'd lost 13 straight to the Cards. They've now won 4 or 5. Gomber making his first major league start. He was, and I watched some clips of him in Memphis. He looked pretty awesome. You know, he had a 16 strikeout game this year. Power. They've been using him as a lefty specialist. I don't know if he should be that. I think that he could be a starter. In AAA Memphis, he was 7-3 with a 3.42 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 76 Ks and 68 in a third, and he's been fine in the show. 3.77 ERA, 1.33 WHIP through 14 in a third. Now 10 Ks and 8 walks. Because he is a strikeout pitcher, and the walk total is a little high. What the hell is Bailey going to do? I'm very curious to hear what everybody has to say.
Yeah, I mean, his rehab outings in AAA were not terrible. They weren't great, though.
They weren't great.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, they weren't great. Isaac Higgins is on Cardinals to score first. Let's see. Anthony L., Cardinals first 5 money line. Chris Garza, Cards, not applicable, fade Homer. Melvin Morel, Cardinals money line. Chris Garza, Cards, play of the day.
Kobe Valentine says Homer Bailey is horseshit that's been sitting out in the sun for a week. Ouch.
Nothing
not
wrong
a
with
ringing
that,
endorsement.
Horseshit that's been sitting in the sun actually hardens and
not a ringing endorsement
about.
there. Big Tone says the Cardinals just own Bailey all time. Also revenge from the win last night. Big Tone liking Homer Bailey. Red Girl, Bailey has a horrible record against St. Louis.
Mark Lathrop, Cincy play is the over because of Gomber, not because of Bailey.
Yeah,
and he's going to be on a pitch count.
It is a Gomber's gonna be a pitch count. Yeah. It is a high total here, of course, at 10. Lathrop likes the over, does he? Man, that one makes me a little bit nervous just because it's such a high total. The first 5 innings is kind of high as well. The first 5 team totals are 2.5s, but Juiced and Heritage, I believe, has 3 on some of these. This one, obviously, it's Homer Bailey Day, and I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Think about what I want to do here. You know, obviously, at first blush, it seems like overs might be the play, but the first 5 is 6. The full game is 10, juice to the over or 10.5, and the first 5 team totals are 2.5. So I'm going to think about this one a little bit more. Not gonna be too hasty here.
Yeah, I'm not going to force it either, but everybody, or a big chunk of our guys are on the first 5. Scotty Rock really believing it. Daryl Lyles also on it. Big Tone liking St. Louis. Udon Porn. Ratana Facti. We have not seen enough of
nice shout out to Udon Porn. Ratana Facti.
He's on the over 10.5 as well. Melee Palis Way, Cards and full game. Or Cards and full game over. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more time. Even though I spent you're right. Dealing with the Homer Bailey situation is a little tricky. I mean, remember him in the first game of the year. He looked okay. He's not, I don't know. Mark Lathrop says wind is also blowing out in Cincy. I only have it at 7 and 6 miles per hour. So, but yes, it is. And game time 80
I think with Homer Bailey, you just don't want to overthink it. Look into it. See if there's any signs that indicate that he might be a little bit better. And then look at those signs, consider them, and then make your decision and don't overthink it. It's an educated guess. You know what I'm saying? All right. What else do you want to get into? The San Francisco, Seattle, and Houston, Colorado games are both very interesting. I'm thinking Houston might hit Anderson here, and San Francisco Seattle. I'm thinking that under might be a play, and I'm also wondering if San Francisco should be this big of an underdog. Maybe a shot with the San Francisco +1, maybe a shot with the first 5 innings under, even though it's very low. What's your take on this one, Jim?
I'm going to spend more time with the Suarez Paxton. The late 2 games I find interesting, and I just didn't quite have enough time with these last 2 games. I like the Rodon situation. I like him, and this Phillies team is just atrocious against lefties. Now worse than the league with 219, average 661 OPS versus lefties. And Paxton, what's Paxton going to give you right now? What's his velocity going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, Paxton, for those who aren't up on all this, had a back issue. You know, he then had a bullpen session where he said that he felt good. Now, maybe Colby Valentine can answer this for us. If a pitcher didn't feel good, would he lie about it? Or if he feels good, can we trust that?
That's a tough question. I wouldn't really know what the answer to that is.
My sense is he's pretty much always going to say he feels good. You know, if he doesn't feel good, then he'll tell the coaches, and then they'll. But just because he says he feels good doesn't mean he's back to 100%.
Mark Lathrop is on the thinks that Q Peso is on the right track with the over 3 strikeouts for Homer Bailey.
Okay, yeah, because maybe if he has the strikeout stuff working, even if he gives up a bunch of home runs, the strikeouts will still be there. All right, so
Rob Portwando on with you with that under in the Giants versus Mariners spot. I'm going to spend more time with the White Sox, Angels, Giants, Mariners, but let's get into this Astros Rockies game.
Okay,
already some very interesting stuff from our chat here. Tomor, I got Colorado at +145. Says he's backed Anderson 3 of his last 4 starts. I think he's the most undervalued pitcher in Major League Baseball right now.
Who's he talking about?
He's talking about Anderson. Tyler Anderson.
Okay, yeah.
Q Peso on Colorado -1.5. So a couple guys liking. So I can understand why you think Anderson's going to get hit. I mean, we know the Astros just destroy lefties. They're 274 average with a 792 OPS. Speaking about Q Peso, hope that your beautiful daughter is doing well. Lobagalin. I don't know if you went with Lobagalin, but it's great having Q Peso.
And I have made a decision. I am going to take San Francisco +1 here. It's still going to be an underdog line. The money line here is going to be +178. That's at Bet Online and you wager a few other places. The run line +1.5 is -125 at a bunch of places. So that's San Francisco +1 at a small underdog line, and I'm taking that one. I do kind of like Suarez here in this spot, even though he's moving to the American League, facing some American League hitters now. And, you know, I don't love to fade Paxton, but my sense is going to be a close game. Paxton might be on a little bit of a pitch count. Back issues could crop up again, and then who knows. So I'm taking San Francisco +1 as an official play.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I really do. Kobe Valentine also Paxton off a back injury at line of -180 versus solid San Francisco team. I wouldn't want to back Seattle. I'll take San Francisco. I like hearing that. Trevor Andrews saying Paxton Kluber seem to be on the same trajectory. Although I think the knee is probably a touch worse than the back. I don't know if that's a...
Yeah, I mean, I would say in the short term, knee is definitely, because you can try, the back issues can seem like they're fixed, but a knee issue, it's just like you come down on it, bam, you know you got problems. You know what I'm saying?
Tomor says San Francisco should match up well with Paxton. Lots of good left-handed bats, and he struggled with lefties. Seattle hits lefties too. And Gerald Martinez says Lobagalin. What a beautiful name. The girl next door.
Yes. All right. So and Mark Lathrop, interestingly, liking the over 7 in the Seattle game. That's kind of interesting. I'm just going to take San Francisco +1 for now. Anthony L says Paxton has been way overvalued all season. Justin Searcy says value is on the Giants. Yes. Easy LV12 says solid San Francisco team, 1 game over 500. Am I missing something? No, I don't think you're missing something. I mean, I think that the line is high because of, obviously Seattle has been, overachieving all year long, getting wins. And Paxton obviously has that name. Even when he was struggling, he was getting his strikeouts. And the reports are that he's in perfect health. So the line makes sense to me. Yeah, line makes sense to me, but I'm taking San Francisco.
I think I like that play. I'm going to spend more time on it, but I think I may be tailing. But I would go for a bigger score. I wouldn't take him on +1 personally, but no, I think it's a great play.
Yes.
Okay, Coors Field fade in action. I'm going to have to just blindly go with it. I am a little concerned that the Rockies that the Astros touch Tyler Anderson. Game time 87 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out, but sideways, 6 miles per hour. Rockies had their season-high 7-game winning streak stopped by Arizona on Sunday. They've won 6 straight series, all against teams over 500, and they've won 12 of their past 15 games. They're playing good baseball, and Cargo is hitting, and that's a huge bonus when we thought maybe he was done. They've also won 5 straight at Coors Field, 8 of their past 9. Remember how bad they were earlier in the year, and they're now just 23-23. Cole gave up 1 run, 3 hits, and 5 2/3 against Detroit. He seems touchable. I mean, Astros are 16-4 in his starts, but he just seems a little bit more susceptible. But in saying that, he's still 2-1 with a 2.28 ERA in his past 5 starts, so it's not like he's been awful. 39 Ks, 20. He's still pitching great. Cole has not allowed more than 4 runs in any start this season, and he's allowed 4 just 3 times. 3-1 with a 2.49 ERA in 4 starts against the Rockies, and 1 start at Coors Field. He pitched fine there. Anderson, 2-0, 0.96 ERA in his past 4 starts, 14 hits, 8 walks, 3 runs in 28 innings. Opponents are batting just 147 in those 4 games with just a 4.03 OPS. He's pitching very well. Now he gets tested. This is a big test with the Astros because they smash lefties. But the Rockies are hitting 257 with a 757 OPS versus righties. I'm going to stick with the play, man. It's just a simple play that I've been doing all year. You don't pour a rat in the fact. He says Anderson going to get smoked tonight, Jimmy.
All right, so Tom Reno likes Anderson, but you don't pour rats in the fact. You're predicting Anderson going to get smoked tonight. I was thinking that Anderson might get hit as well. Kobe Valentine predicting an under 4-3 Colorado. All right, so what do you want here, Jim?
I am just same old. But before I do lock it in, Jake Holden says Lobagalin, really likes that name. Yes. Says I'm about to start calling my wife that during sex. Please do. Please do, Jake.
Jim's going to take Colorado on the run line at plus 260. That's the current line, alternative run line at Bet365. And let's get to a comment. Neji Smith says, anyone like over 9 in the Washington-Milwaukee game? Jimmy the Bag, great call on the unders yesterday. Jimmy the Bag had 2 winners on the first 5 and full game under with the Washington-Milwaukee game. I was leaning that way as well. That was another freaking no balls play for me as well. Tonight, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure if I'm liking the under again. Neji Smith liking the over. What do you think, Jim?
Hellickson is just a tricky guy for me. I continually am expecting him to negatively regress, and he seems to be battling. Same with Junior Guerrera. Both these guys, Hellickson due to an injury, but both these guys weren't on Major League rosters to start the year, and there's a reason for that. Are the Nats just a garbage fire right now? That's the big question. Are they just going to keep losing and losing and losing? Davey Martinez going to get fired? Is that the situation that we're in? They're
going to have their offensive explosions, but it definitely seems like they're overvalued right now. They're going to have their offensive explosions. This is an even line, not much line movement as of right now. My notes on this one, it's sort of a wait and see. I'm not exactly sure what I think about this one. Hellickson, off of 2 nice starts. Not sure I'm still sold. I'm sold on him, but still give him some credit there. Aguilar, of course, is I think is he going to be out? He's day to day, right?
He's day to day, and that was absolute main reason why I was on. One of the main reasons I was on the under. Although I did expect Gio Gonzalez to pitch adequately, but the main reason is without Aguilar and Thames in this lineup, they just don't have the power. Now it's Yelich who gets the job done. He did that with the bases loaded triple in the game yesterday, but. This Brewers lineup with Braun, even though Braun didn't end up playing first, it's just so much weaker and makes me quite comfortable. Red Girl says Guerra, first game back. I don't know. This is another game that I think I'm gonna spend more time with before I make a move.
All right. How about let's talk about Minnesota-Toronto, because I sometimes
nailed that.
What?
You nailed that
yesterday. But I also took them on the second half, and then so I still won a half unit, but it wasn't as profitable as it should have been. I took a -1, which cashed, and then second half, which lost. And on the game tonight, I also took Minnesota on the overnight line at -1. At that point it was about -108 or so. Now it's moved a little bit in Toronto's favor. Nothing huge, just about 10 cents, but I don't love that move. Baraki now is back for Toronto. Obviously, he's a guy who, a crafty lefty who's going to get touched at times, but at times can also, have one of those nice crafty lefty 7-inning 1-run type starts. So once again, I'd be leaning Minnesota second half and -1 here. Line movement spooks me. Barrios, is he going to have a good start here? I think probably yes. But, he definitely struggled on the road. He definitely struggled before the break, right?
Yeah, he has not been very trustworthy. 3.68 ERA this year. The roof will be closed because there's thunderstorms in the forecast. He's not pitched since July 14th. He did have that 1 inning in the All-Star game, but he did not look good in his last start. 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, struck out 5 over 6 innings in a loss to the Rays. Baraki, though, what are we going to get from him? 3 starts, pitched 6 innings once, 7 innings twice. He's looked good.
He might be all right. All right, I'm taking Minnesota second half minus 125, second half only.
You don't point Radna factor says, does Minnesota hit lefties? They hit an okay average, but with no power at all. 247 with a 684 OPS versus lefties. Jays are 240 with a 733 OPS versus righties. They hit righties better than they hit lefties. This is, to me, I think the Blue Jays offense is just terrible, and this should be a nice start. Nice opportunity for Barrios. Mally Mal, Twins. Not applicable. Can't bet on the Blue Jays, but Mele Palace Ways on the Blue Jays. Cody Valentine says, not sure I like Mini here. What is the total?
Well, it opened at 9. Now it's down to 8.5. So I would have been leaning under on the 9, and I did make a small bet on the opener, but now it's down to 8.5. Don't know if I want to give that one. I am going to give Minnesota second half minus 125 as an official play, though. Yeah.
Wow, Michael Irvelina, he's at jury duty watching the best damn show ever.
No way. There you go. Michael Irvelina requests our baseball records and says it's the best damn show ever. Huge shout out to Michael Irvelina.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Love that guy.
Okay.
Love that guy.
What about first 5 under in Twins, Jays? What are they hanging?
I'm still freaking out about that comment. Pure entertainment. It makes,
well, you're really polishing this lead.
Yeah, I'm compounding this shit. This is Michael Irvelina. Check this shit out. Prune juice, lean, Courvoisier, and some other shit.
Yeah, a little chocolate milk.
And I threw some other shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Here, let me say, that is a good drink right there.
Oh, yeah, get it in you. Get it in you.
That is a good drink right there. All right, let's wrap up what we want to do.
I'm interested in the first 5 under.
You got to get the WNBA. Big WNBA card tonight.
Nice WNBA card. I'm interested in the first 5 under Twins, Jays. And also, You Don't Porn is asking what the team total under for Toronto is. So both of those questions.
And here we go. Kobe Valentine. Barucki will get his first win today, but I'll be off this game. Okay.
What is the first 5?
For what?
Twins, Jays.
For the Twins, Jays. What, the total?
Yes.
Or the money line?
No, first 5 total.
The first 5 total for Twins, Jays is 4.5. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that one. I'd be leaning over, if anything, on that one.
Interesting. Interesting. I think I'm going to spend a little more time. But I do, I do trust the line movement here. I do feel like an under's in the cards. Do we trust this Jays bullpen? You know what? Knowing that the Jays were in a bullpen day yesterday, it was just a huge mistake not jumping on that play with the U yesterday. Very, very disappointing.
Yeah, no, and I think that I think that Minnesota. I'm just going to take Minnesota here on the second half again, and we'll see how that works out. All right, Jim, let's review. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to review the picks that we've given. I'm just going to scan over the card and talk about just some of the leans I'm thinking about for the evening show, and then we will do one final game, which we will break down, which will be Rodon against Pena. We'll break that down. We haven't broken that one down, and then we will move on to WNBA. All right, so
I would also, if we don't mind, I really want to break down this Padres Mets because again, I left money on the table in that game.
No overnight line on that game, so I didn't look at that one yet, but I will in the afternoon.
Okay. Just from a quick Zach Wheeler spot, I think this is a great spot for Wheeler. And I was curious if just without really breaking this game down, if you did agree. Now, the wind's blowing out heavy, which is concerning. Lauer, the whole time, supposedly was meant to pitch today, so that wasn't a switch for any reason that we didn't know about. He last pitched July 15th, the Padres' first half finale. 2 innings, and I really expect him to bounce back here. He looked great that in that 8-start stretch. 2 runs or fewer 6 times of those 8 games with a 2.33 ERA over that stretch. And I like Wheeler here. I like Wheeler at home, even though year long it hasn't been a great record, but I really think that he's coming on, and these teams are just terrible offensively. Mets are so bad against lefties. Only the Angels are worse. Mets rating 226.33 OPS. Padres 232, 663 OPS. I feel like at least first 5 that the Mets are to play, but I guess I will wait till. All
right, Eric Swiatek says, I worry about the Mets generating offense, Jimmy. I have no opinion on this one. Didn't look into it, and I will in the afternoon because there was no overnight line there. Tom Marino says, Minnesota's bullpen is garbage. Hard to trust them second half, but so is Toronto's, though, right? I'm not garbage, but nothing special, right?
Toronto is a bad baseball team.
Yeah.
I think the Mets have quite a bit better team.
All right. So and
Sorry,
then
the Twins.
and then let's just quickly talk about the White Sox game with Rodon. Kind of an interesting line here, a huge underdog line here for the White Sox with Rodon, and the line again has moved 20 cents in the Angels' favor. Got to be thinking that maybe the White Sox are the player. Maybe I'm getting suckered into something here, but that's how I'm thinking.
How do you not think that?
How do you not think that?
Mark Lathrop asking if Cespedes is back today. That's a very important thing for that game. Who knows what's going on with his heels and all the bullshit around Cespedes. Yeah, I mean, the Angels can't hit lefties, and I like Rodon. I like his stuff. He's pitched well. And in that start, I know he walked 6 guys against the Astros, but that's a team that smashes lefties, and he held his own and looked pretty good. Game time temp 87 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out, but not that strong. Rodon 2-3, 3.56 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. I'd like him.
Yeah.
No, the question more is what's Pena going to give us?
Pena looks pretty decent. You know what I mean?
32 Ks and 26 in the third.
Yes.
He looks probably better than decent.
Yeah. Yes, Pena is okay. That's why I was thinking about first 5 innings under, and I was thinking about the White Sox not on the money line first 5, but on the plus a half run on the first 5 innings, and first 5 under. Yeah.
Rob Portwando says you're getting sucked in, Pete. Take the under.
Take the under in the Angels-White Sox game. Yeah, the first 5 innings under here is 4.5 or 5 minus 127. You wager is minus 125, and the thing is when Rodon is off, he gets blown up, right? Which could happen here.
No, not against this Angels team.
No?
They're just too weak offensively.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take the Angels game. First 5 innings, under 5. First 5 innings, under 5, minus 125. That's the current line at you.
I will tail that.
You want that one?
Yeah.
All right. Jim's going to take the LA Angels. First 5 innings, under 5, minus 125. Jim and I are both on that one. And I'm going to think about this one a little bit more, but definitely not totally seeing why the White Sox should be such a huge underdog here. Similar to yesterday. Obviously the White Sox have what it takes to have value as a big underdog with Giolito starting. So why would they not have what it takes the next day to have value as a big underdog with Rodon starting, right?
I agree.
I mean, Rodon is like Giolito, except he's been better. Although Giolito obviously has been better recently.
Lathrop saying Pena struggles against lefties, and it looks like White Sox can put in 6, including switch hitters.
So maybe this under is the wrong play.
Tomor says I don't trust Rodon off a great start, but I'd lean White Sox. These I agree with Lathrop that the White Sox can give Pena some tougher looks, but these hitters are not dangerous hitters. Yeah. So they're a ticky-tack ball club right now. 242 with a 701 OPS versus righties. I'm not concerned. I think I like the play. I like that we're getting the under 5. I don't expect 6 runs in the first 5 innings.
Okay. What else do we have here, Jimmy the Bag?
Well, there's some games. I mean, I know that we need to keep a brisk pace.
So we want to get to WNBA very soon.
Can we talk about the Yankees spot? There's some big, even the Montes versus Minor, A's, Rangers I find interesting. Tanaka versus Chirinos. Rays have now beaten the Yankees in 5 straight. Clearly, Sanchez played the fool yesterday with just plays that are about effort. And so he's going to be benched today because of that. It's shocking to see him not push it. I don't know why. The Yankees now lost 4 of 6 overall. Tanaka looked good in his last outing, 6 in the third, 2 runs, 6 hits against Cleveland. Trinos looked awesome in the beginning of the year. And then when he came back from the forearm injury, that's why he left the team, went to AAA Durham. And did not look good. Got completely lit up in Durham. And is that a sign of what's to come? Was that the beginning? Winless in Durham, 8 starts. He went 0-2, but 5.28 ERA, 1.37 WHIP, which isn't that bad. Fine strikeout to walk situation. So he was getting hit hard. That was the problem. Are the Yankees going to smash him here?
I'm not exactly sure. My computer is completely frozen up right now, so I have to try to figure out something here. My computer, especially when we're about to go to a WNBA, my computer is completely frozen up. I don't know what's going on here, Jim.
Goddamn Lenovo.
Yeah, the Yankees, that game did not have an overnight line, so I'm not going to take it. I'm still pretty frustrated because I wanted to fade. I did fade, Severino last night, but I didn't have the balls to give it publicly. Have no opinion on that one as of right now. I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous now about this first 5 innings under we took with the White Sox Angels. Maybe we should have just stuck with the full game under at 9, like Ralph Portuando said.
Yeah, I don't like the White Sox bullpen, and but I'm fine. I'm comfortable with the first 5. The only thing I would do is I would double up on this because but what Lathrop said did concern me a bit with the White Sox, really putting Pena in a tougher situation with left-handed bats. In saying all that, I'm fine with our first 500. Definitely fine. Q Peso says Tampa owns the Yankees. Walter Trotter's on the Yankees. Drew Daddy, Yankees on the run line. Carl, Yankees over 8 as a question mark. And Mally Mal says just take Tampa. Tomor saying Tampa Bay's top 5 in MLB and ERA, and the Yankees struggle in bigger parks when they can't depend on power. I can't see laying minus 200 with a pitcher off the DL. In this case with Tanaka, I kind of like that he rested his arm. He's a guy who shows arm fatigue, and so I know it was dual hamstring injuries, but and he's not quite off the DL, right? He came back with the last start, or one of the last starts before the All-Star game. I think Tanaka has a good start here.
Okay, I'm going to pass on that one and look into that one a little bit more in the evening game. All right, Jim, is that it for MLB? Then let's move on to hold on, let me see. Let's move on to WNBA. How about that?
Sure. I'm just wondering, what would I get on the run line for the Yankees? Just one final question before we move on.
The run line for the Yankees would be, sorry, can't tell you right now.
Okay, no worries.
Computer just not responding
sorry,
right
you
here.
Just mentioned that. Sorry, my fault.
Sorry, just computer not responding here.
I can find it right here. Yankees, Tanaka. Wow, it's open at minus 140. Now it's down to minus 117 at Pinnacle. Those aren't very good numbers against a team that's really, raised 1-5 straight against the Yankees. But I'm leaning that way. I'm not going to make the play yet, but I'm leaning that way.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to review all the official plays, and then we'll move on to WNBA. Jim is on. Cubs, first 5 innings, over 5. Cubs, over 9. Angels, first 5, under 5, minus 125. I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous about that one, Jim. Maybe we should have taken the full game. Detroit, money line, first half and full game, and Colorado, minus 1.5, plus 260. The plays that I have given, Miami, minus 1. Minnesota, second half. Arizona, first half, money line. Arizona, first half, team total, over 2. San Francisco, plus 1. And the Angels, first 5 innings, under 5, minus 125. Also thinking about taking maybe the White Sox here as a big dog, maybe taking the under in San Francisco and Seattle, maybe taking a shot with Houston to hit Anderson, and maybe doubling up on or tripling up on a fade of Kyle Hendricks. All right, let's get to WNBA. How about that, Jim?
Let's do it.
All right, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read the lines here with my computer spazzing out like this, but you got it there, Jim?
Yeah.
All right, so WNBA. Let me see. The computer's just completely frozen up.
Goddamn
just completely
Lenovo.
frozen up. Yeah, no, it's just completely frozen up. I'm trying to. All right, I'm just gonna close out all of this. Close out all this. Shut that down. Shut that down. Hold on. All right, what are you liking for WNBA? While I'll try to fix my computer here, Jim.
I focused on the MLB card right now. I was just going to listen to the experts on WNBA, as I don't feel. Can I see what is my WNBA record?
Yeah, we can throw the WNBA record up once again. I'm even right now in WNBA. I had a bunch of tweets that I just had a bad read on. Jim is up a few units in WNBA with a lower sample size. As you can see there, I am even, but that's okay. I'm going to try to gear up for the stretch run and push up a bunch of units and hopefully get to 10 units or so. I just made a bunch of ill-advised double and triple up tweets recently that lost, and so now I'm even, which is not good. Tonight we do have a bunch of games. Washington against Connecticut. Connecticut blasted Dallas last game. Washington blasted Liberty. Both are off of big road wins, and I was thinking Washington should be the play here, although I believe that the market has been betting Connecticut up. If I can, maybe I'm going to try to see if I can get these sheets up. Do you have the WNBA lines there, Jim?
I do, and right away, Randy Lockhart is saying Connecticut minus 3.5. And you can't get 3.5s.
No, I saw it at about 5 when I looked at it.
It's 4.5s across the board. There's a 5 at UWager. And that's about it.
And where did it open? It opened
at 4.5.
Yeah. All right. So, Randy Lockhart likes Connecticut minus the points. Yeah. Again, it is a little bit tough here. I was thinking Washington might be the play. Connecticut shot great from 3 in their last win, whereas Washington's numbers against the Liberty were a lot more normal. Getting a nice cushion here. Washington has Del Don and some other players in their roster, and I'm thinking that the cushion might have some value. Then we have Seattle against Indiana. And of course, Indiana, you know, this does sometimes happen. The terrible teams in all sports, but especially WNBA, come out and get a big, you know, outright win as a big underdog against an elite team. And that did happen with Indiana 2 games ago. Then they came back the next game and predictably got blasted by Vegas. And Seattle, of course, is coming off a rare loss, a road loss to Atlanta. So I'm thinking maybe Seattle early is a no-brainer. Maybe Seattle team total overs are no-brainers. But, you know, the Indiana coach is talking about how they have to clamp down on defense. So it's possible that it could be under trending. But definitely the no-brainer first blush thoughts here are probably Seattle early, first quarter and first half, and team total overs. Let's see what anyone else has to say, Jim.
Lots of stuff to be said here. Ralph Porwando says, WNBA, why bother capping? Just tail the master King Rail.
Yeah.
And King Rail comes in with Dream, money line plus 150. Says the plus 3.5 is a bonus. Atlanta Dream on the road in Los Angeles.
Okay, that line actually didn't have an overnight line, so that one I did not look into. The other 3 had overnight lines. I'm very curious to see, does King Rail think that Seattle, you know, early or maybe even full game off the loss against Indiana is a no-brainer play? And does King Rail think that Washington and Connecticut are roughly evenly matched and that Washington getting a nice 5-point cushion there has some value or not? Let me see. Here we go. I'm trying to read the comments
Back
here.
to the Dream thing, and we will get into that the Storm spot for sure. But Gerald Martinez says, totally agree, Rail. Dream have been playing so much better. Sparks just beat a bad Sky team and are hurt. Dream plus points is a gift.
Massive shout out to King Rail, who's been nailing WNBA all season long. Had great call after great call after great call. Just decided to give a massive shout out to him right there.
He's richly deserved.
Sharing his information.
Richly deserved.
And a good guy. Oh, shout out to King Rail. Huge shout out to King Rail.
Richly deserved. And we will be in his well, not his hometown, but we'll be in where he lives now, in Las Vegas for IFBC, and we'll get a chance to hang out with him in person. Brian Watson says Indian Cowboy likes Atlanta. Free pick. Well, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. I've seen enough.
Yeah.
And I've heard enough. Give me Atlanta plus the points.
You're going to take Atlanta plus the points against LA, and that will be here. Let me flip this one over here. Atlanta plus the points. That will be, it opened at 4. Now we're going to have to give you 3.5. Atlanta plus 3.5, but we will be able to give you plus 102. That's the current line at Pinnacle, plus 3.5, plus 102. Everyone else is at negative lines, and yeah, and then Washington and Connecticut. So who was it? Toe Marino or Mark Lathrop likes Connecticut in this spot?
No, I don't believe that was Lathrop, but also Native Queen says no plays, but just a lean Connecticut Washington first quarter over and first half over. Tomar says I'm on Connecticut minus 4.5. Washington has struggled against the better team, and they've struggled defensively. Connecticut has been better in up-tempo games.
King Rail says, don't bet Mystics until you find out Cloud Powers are playing. The Sun are 2-5 against the spread at home. Mystic last 5 games have gone over. True Breeze says, Dream will win tonight. Fever will cover. Dream will win tonight against the Sparks, and the Fever will cover as a home dog against Seattle. Tomorino also points out a factor that is true that I was aware of in the beginning of the year, which everyone should be aware of. Tomorino says Seattle's playing 4th game in 6 days, and Bird is 37. I think they're tired here. I don't want to lay the big price for them on the road. They are coming off of a loss, so maybe they're motivated. But again, you know, they've been doing great for 2 weeks. Maybe they have nothing really to prove here against Indiana, and they'll get caught as LA did.
Maybe this is maybe this is a brilliant play by Native Queen. She's Seattle first quarter over, and Indiana first quarter and Indiana first quarter and second quarter under.
First quarter and second quarter under.
For team totals.
See team totals. Yeah. I mean, Seattle, of course, when they're playing well, that might be a brilliant play right there, because I was thinking that Seattle early, either on the spreads or on the team totals, and then maybe things slow down late, and Indiana. Wow, Native Queen. Huge shout out to Native Queen. That makes a lot of sense to me. I'm going to think about this one a little bit more. I want to be very careful with WNBA. Don't want to go too negative with the hasty plays, but definitely that might be a great way to take to go here. Seattle first quarter team total over, and Indiana team total unders as well, and maybe on the full game just take a shot with Indiana getting the big points against a possibly tired or likely tired Seattle team, despite the fact they're coming off a loss.
Yeah, interesting. BLab96 wondering if Seattle under is the play. Tomer says Seattle's been good off of losses. Indiana is horrible, but Seattle has traveled a lot recently. True Breeze says Storm plays no defense. People sleep on Indiana Fever midseason. on the midseason signing of Cappy Poindexter. Interesting. Miami just scored another run for you. And then Randy Lockhart says Pinnacle has plus 4.5.
Minus 117 though. Yeah, the three we don't use buying and sell. Well, I just use what SBR odds says. It's 3.5 minus or plus 102. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now at SBR odds. And for better or for worse, we use SBR odds lines. You know, unless they're obviously stale, in which case I check them and then but yeah, right now Pinnacle is right now SBR odds is saying Atlanta plus 3.5 plus 102 is the best line there. Although of course, if you want to buy points, you certainly can do that at Pinnacle and everywhere else. Let's see other comments. Artez Jackson under in the Storm game, 164 with a 77.5 first half. Wow, is that true? So the first half total is that much lower.
That much
than
lower.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm sorry. I gotta pull all these sheets here and find a way to. All right, come on. Here we go. First half totals. Here we go. Where are we? WNBA. Which one is he saying?
He is on about the Storm totals.
I'm seeing 79. Well, yeah. Actually, it's all over the place. At Pinnacle has 80, and Bookmaker has 78.5. Interestingly.
Oh, Godmother 87 is joining us.
Here we go. Godmother 87. What does she have here for us today? Godmother 87. Dream solo over. Storm first half. Dream solo over. Dream solo over. Storm first half and Dream solo over. So she likes the Atlanta Dream team totals over. Atlanta Dream team total over. The Seattle Storm first half, okay, yes, which sort of goes in line with how I was thinking and Native Queen was thinking, which is Seattle early. Although I'm not sure if they're going to have the energy to push it for a full half. Maybe just the first quarter is the way to go, as Native Queen suggested. And Godmother also likes again Dream solo over, Dream first half, Dream team total over, which would be let me see, up. King Rail says, put y'all money on Fever all y'all want, laughing at people. So King Rail not a believer in the Fever as a big underdog today.
Yes, and but Joe Anichich says if Arizona wins tonight,
he's talking. Wow,
I'll nominate you for a streaming.
Really? Well, that's. I think there's a decent chance of that. I think the market says there's even a 40% chance of that. I think the chances might be a little bit higher, 45% of the chance. All right, there you go. Thank you so much, Joe Ansenikic. Joe Anichich says if Arizona wins tonight, I'll nominate you for a streamy. Okay. I am thinking about taking a shot with Arizona -1. I already gave him 2 ways: first 5 innings team total over and first 5 money line as well as a big underdog. All right. Other comments coming in?
One a baseball comment, but it's important to hear. Susanna says Mets are now 1-11 at home versus lefties. Will Alauer be able to easily dominate that terrible lineup? But need to hear if Cespedes has a chance. He looks like he's probably headed towards surgery. Chad Costanza says Fever lose by 20 every game.
Yeah, and King Rail says Fever can't cover a bed. Wow. Interesting stuff here. All right, other comments coming in, and then we will wrap it up. Once again, Jim has taken Atlanta plus 3.5, plus 102. Handicapping, not the game, but handicapping the cappers, which can a lot of times be a more effective way of finding edges on these games. I'm gonna look at the WNBA games more and make my final decisions in the evening show because as you saw, I started off the year great in WNBA, but now I'm even. Made some ill-advised plays in WNBA over the course of the season. Although I made a bunch of smart plays on Vegas team total overs and spread plays. So I'm looking to salvage my WNBA record. I'm going to try to make some nice picks tonight, but I'm gonna wait and make sure that I'm willing to go to war with the picks I'm giving in WNBA.
Yeah, I just want to quickly. I really feel like if the Mets can't hit Lauer, I expect Wheeler to have an okay start, and it just seems like money's coming in on the under quickly. I might want to lock in a first half here now because do you think that line movement will continue? Do you think that the Lauer, Wheeler, Mets, Padres?
Don't know. Didn't even look at that game. Did not even look at that game. Don't have any thoughts on it. While you're thinking about this, I'm going to just review all the WNBA opinions that people have given. Anon 101 says, Pete, you started so good in WNBA. I know. I had a great read on a bunch of teams early in the season and then fell apart with a lot of ill-advised tweets, actually, which amounted to like 10 or 15 negative units overall. Native Queen, again, no plays, just lean. Connecticut, Washington, first quarter over and first half over. Other comments, again, repeating them. Gerald Martinez, totally agree, Rail. Dream have been playing so much better. Sparks just beat a bad Sky team and are hurt. Dream plus the points is a gift. Again, Tom Marino on Connecticut, -4.5. Washington has struggled against better teams. Not Acapulco likes Washington money line and Atlanta running line. Again, Seattle playing 4th game in 6 days, and Bird is 37. I think they're tired here. I don't want to lay the big price with them on the road. Other comments coming in on WNBA. True Breeze, Storm plays no defense. People sleep on Indiana mid-season signing of Cappy Poindexter.
I have made a decision.
Okay.
I'm going to take the first 5 under 4 before I think it'll be filled with 3.5s. I can see an under here, and I'm going to take it. Now, the question is, should I wait for the Cespedes announcement? Is there any chance that Cespedes plays?
I don't know. Gonna look into this game more in the afternoon. Paco Healy says, Storm got to get back on track here.
Yeah, you know what? I'll wait. I'll wait to hear if Cespedes. If they announce Cespedes and I see 3.5s coming on, I'll quickly make a play, tweet it, and tag you. But at this point, if Cespedes isn't playing, I'm going to take unders in that game.
Sounds good. All right, so once again, no WNBA plays for me officially, but we'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Jim has decided to go on Atlanta +3.5, +102. Astute WNBA cappers in the comments section think that Atlanta is playing much better, and them getting points is a gift. King Rail, I believe, also likes the money line. Did he say that? He also likes the money line.
+150.
+150. They have a shot to win outright. Thanks so much to all the great handicappers, and we will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time, where we'll finalize our cards and review all the line movements, and maybe throw in another joke or two, as we did somewhat successfully this show. Right, Jim?
Well, it was this.
There you go. We'll see you at 6 o'clock Eastern time.